Welcome everyone to another edition of We Read Your Rights. My name is Jennine Pike and I am here to read some pieces submitted by some members of the Poetry Kingdom. I also want to mention that in the description of these videos I list all the poets and any links to sites that they may give me if you want to check out their work. A lot of new poets this week, and I'm really excited to be reading. The topic this week is on heartbreak, and I had a lot of response for that. Also, at the Poetry Kingdom this week, we are having a collaboration week. So I thought I would start with a collaboration between myself and my great friend and fellow moderator, Josh West, and it is entitled For the Brokenhearted. Heart has been broken and torn, but it will not give up. It will still beat. The will to go on, a monumental feat. Punctured the world's every thorn. Can it take its own poisoned heat? Heart desperately inhaling ailment, choking on its own rotting lies, suppressing all long forgotten ties, pain entranced tracing permanent. Can it calm its own encroaching cries? Heart beating the deepest agony, slipping further down despair's rope, all born from a shattered hope. Unsure if life will ever be truly free, is there any way to fully cope? Heart approaching the forbidden ledge, teetering dangerously close to falling, nil proficient to diffuse the calling, strings attached to a solemn pledge. Is the only way on bloody knees crawling? I always love writing with Josh. I really love how we made this flow back and forth. You really can't tell who wrote what, and it's all in beautiful language, and you can feel that pull down in your heart. Thank you, Josh, for writing and letting me read it. The next one I will be reading is by admin at the Poetry Kingdom, Brandie, Elaine, and it is untitled. You can't break my heart. I gave it away. Turn on me, and you're dead to me. I don't need you anyway. I don't pine and whine and beg. I'm my own best fucking friend. Fuck around and find out I don't play. I'll slam that door shut any day. I think this is perfect take on the anger you feel when someone breaks your heart. You just encompassed that perfectly, Brandie. Great job. The next one I'll be reading is by a member of the Poetry Kingdom, Zameer, Hussain, and it is entitled Heartbreak. The heart is made to break, and it bleeds and gives all it can take. If only we all had a chance to replace this broken organ that falls every time we break. So what is truly at stake? What was my crime that shattered this place? Falling in love just to see you go. Broken and failing in my lover's trove. A crack in my armor, nothing but holes in my life's drama, but I do believe in karma. Today I'm hurt. Today I am lost. Today I'm broken like shattered glass. A million pieces shattered, remains bruised and battered. Then this heart starts to pump, and my blood begins to gush, and suddenly I develop a rush. It's talking to me. It tells me to rise or die. What's life if we are afraid to try? What's love a beautiful thing keeping us alive? Before we die, it continues to say, today is pain. Tomorrow I shall heal and keep working. Eventually, we both shall begin to feel what was gone, what was never meant to leave, what remains is a body without a heart, a life waiting to depart, a curse on this modern world. I have been hurt again and again. I have felt every blood pouring on me like rain. So the ones that left, thank you. You made me kill the weakness inside. Now I live as each season goes by, looking for the one that will become my heart, because what breaks will heal. It's all about the love we feel. So find the one worthy to give it to. Stay true. Eventually they will find you. I thought this was great. I loved the rhyming. I know it I'm sorry, I messed up a little bit, but I love those internal rhymes, and it just drives the piece on. Thank you, Zameer, for submitting your piece. It was really, really good. The next one I'm going to read is by a new member of the Poetry Kingdom, Wayne Stubbs, and it is entitled, If I Ache. If I ache next to your bed, believe me, it's nothing that you've said. If I ache when I'm alone, trust me, it's everything you've done. If I ache when I hear your song, it's because I can't believe you're gone. If I ache over your old tattered shirt, I love you. It's just I'm still full of hurt, with a room full of wanted clothes, wishing that you could just walk through the door, sitting, staring at an empty wardrobe, reminiscing the walks in the park, wanting just one more. The silence grows, but with every echo of your voice, that starts a tear. As rivers flow, I'm drowning slowly, my love, wanting you still here. I ache doing the dishes, looking out the window. It's because I see your smile in that awful garden gnome. If I ache reading the TV times, it's because I have the remote now and watching the TV on my own. If I ache lying in bed, it's because it's because it's so cold without you. If I ache every day, it's because I'm not ready for something new. I wasn't expecting this kind of darkness to wash over me so soon. I thought we had time. I thought I still had your voice. You were the only one in my life that made me feel I wouldn't lose. I wish we were still young lovers who lived with a choice. I'll give your bagged clothes to charity tomorrow. For now, the story reads, I sprinkled these ashes with the deepest of sorrow. You were my first. I'll dream of you on my pillow, tears dripping on the pages of your favorite book. If I ache tonight, it's because I can't believe my love was took. If I ache, if I ache. I'm not sure if there's like a longing of loss because of death or because she left him, but I get like a very deep loss in this. The aching, I ache. It was really great. It really made me think she's gone forever. Okay, the next one I'll be reading is by a member of the Poetry Kingdom, Joyce West, and it is entitled Heartbreak. I can write of a broken heart, of love that lasted until it died, of the mocking bird that like a cuckoo stole the love bird's nest, of a heart now shattered, sticking plaster will not do. Maybe a transplant is what I need, an untouched virgin heart on sleeve to replace this one so abused. But is there any guarantee that this will fare better than the one I gave you, that you ripped apart with whispered words of everlasting love that lasted until your head turned at the sight of a fresh one in which to sink your claws? Can I survive another rebuff, or is it better to set aside my dreams of everlasting love and be content with existing? I'm sorry I couldn't see, the font's kind of small, but I really loved the whole part about wanting a transplant, because you feel that your heart is so damaged that you'd rather have another one. Very nice, Joyce. Thank you. The next one I'm going to read is by a member of the Poetry Kingdom, Maid Čorbić, and it is entitled Arrhythmia of Broken Heart. Once upon a time, places became black because love once lived in them. We dig through the memories of our old age, hoping that sacredness covers emotions. We are silent, and we have not met yet. The wounded soul suffers all that, which maybe a new person shouldn't need, because that is how it is condemned today. The weather was bad and everything fell into the water because family doesn't come back, and people just want to take advantage of someone because they can do it. Emotions of a broken heart. We all suffer happily, but the past does not give a new sentence to reach his optics. I'm almost speechless by this. It is very dark feeling, I feel the darkness, the wounds that were given. Thank you so much for submitting that. And my next one I'm going to read is by Jamie Santomasso, my fellow moderator at the Poetry Kingdom, and I'm excited to read this. And it is entitled Purification. Systemized delusions silently speak, whispering repetitious testimonials of possibles and could-bes. Monochromatic conceptions designed by sadistic architects, painting merciless storylines laced with deceit. Monomanic thoughts waltz with disquietude, while skeptic forgiveness remains on guard. Past transgressions repeat imagined cycles, enduring inflicted pain with wavering fortitude, pain bleeding from invisible lacerations, tears cascading from bloodshot eyes, heart left shattered by bullets of duplicity, traumatized by dread and trepidation. Promises of change veiled by falsehoods and unrepentance, pleads of remission fall on deafened ears. Memories of devastation stuck on replay. The desperate malefactor supplicates for a last dance. Exhausted and beaten, she surrenders to resent. Betrayed by devotion and worn by exhaustion, the final concludes its anguished run, the curtain closed by heartbreak and lament. I love these words that kind of dance along with their stresses, I guess. Maybe she writes in a very poetic way. I don't. I just write what I write, but this kind of just beats like that. I really loved it. Thanks for submitting it, Jamie. The next three I will be reading is by a member of the Poetry Kingdom, Scorpion Eyes, and the first one is entitled A Fickle Emotion. Love is truly a fickle emotion that ensnares your soul, makes your heart feel a pain in every beat that wasn't before. There's so much emotion in that little poem. The next one I'm going to read is entitled He Was But Thunder. She gazed at him with hopeful eyes, trying to screen the truth from lies, to soothe her aching heart, from which she yearned to part. So sweet like the singing birds, to pour down softly upon her, like an earthbound gentle rain, to quench her thirsty heart, so broken and weary in pain. But inside he struck her, violently like ruthless thunder, making her feeble heart tremble, in fear regretting her blunder. I can see like how we sometimes blame ourselves for being so open to love, and someone doesn't feel that way, but we think it's us. That's what I got from that. And the third one I'm going to read by Scorpion Eyes is the way you made her feel. Yes, she was obedient to honor your every wish, soft-spoken and gentle, never the one to be crass. You mistook her gracefulness for her weakness. You'll never get her on a leash. Her delicate wings hardened with every passing day of neglect you took for granted. You showed her a place. One day she found strength within her wings to muster the courage to finally free herself from that lowly cage where love and respect remained so vague. She made her soul soar to heights unreachable, leaving behind a legacy of silent, unconditional love, reaching out to heal. You'll eventually feel sorry for the way you made her feel. This really spoke to me. Trying to get that self-confidence, that all together to try to start anew. Yeah, these were 3 beautiful pieces. I really enjoyed reading them very much. Thank you. The next one I'll be reading is entitled Heartbreak by Josh West. 2 lovers, words replaced with traded looks. Little did I know that this would never last. I gave my love, and got back, hung on meat hooks. I don't know what happened, it went so fast, but it brought up memories from love's failed past. In my chest, my heart no longer beats, the victim of sweetened, whispered lies. Hopeless love written on blank sheets. All seem to carry hate in love's disguise. After every encounter, part of me dies. My broken heart, now held together by string, it has become so hard to just give trust. Words spoken always seem to hollowly ring as I sit chewing on love's putrid sour crust. All alone, feeling heartbreak's lonely lust. I am on my knees, pleading to know what I did wrong, for someone to tell me how this happened and why. I have searched my soul, clawed my mind for so long, but the answers, the understanding just passed me by. I am begging, please help me see why love will deny. Those four letters are now so devastatingly savage. Love, a word that has slowly torn me apart, a festering wound within that wants only to ravage, slowly beginning to wish I never loved from the start. Do you know how to heal a broken heart? Yes, once it's broken, it's so hard to heal. And I feel that that's all that he wants to do. And sometimes that is one of the hardest things to do. I really enjoyed reading this, Josh. You know I love your work. The next one I'm going to read is by Jimmy Broccoli, and it is entitled, I think it means vagina, but I'm too lazy to look it up. My clothes and other belongings are on the lawn. Looks like a yard sale without price tags. Everything thrown here and there in an unrehearsed cacophony. The wet grass attacks my designer briefs. We're white, now with a hint of stained green, like a semi-albino St. Patrick's Day shamrock. The stereo system he bought me last year is smashed to hell. A pile of plastic, cheap metal defeated. The music is dead. I sit on the edge of the sidewalk waiting for the taxi, as he is here yelling. For the first time in any relationship, I am the discarded. I am wet, and discolored underwear no longer suitable to wear. His trucker mouth paints the air with abusive shades of blue, with his tongue and saliva a holocaust of language. I blush a little, my face surely. The hint of next day lipstick faded and a bit smeared. His words chisel into me. He calls me a twat, a word, I think, that probably shouldn't be used in poetry. I really enjoyed this. I loved how he incorporated the feeling of being discarded, the whole description of what was there, what he was wearing, how he felt, and then a little bit of how he really felt. The end. And I don't know, it's almost a combination of a heartbreak and a little bit of comedy almost. I really enjoyed it, Jimmy. I love all the work of yours I've read. I'd love to read more. And I will be including his link in the description. The final one I'm going to be reciting, is mine. And it's entitled, WTF Have I Done? My heart is aching. My heart is breaking. There's no mistaking this feeling I have inside. Taking all my strength just to pretend I'm not faking this smile, this frown. It's all forsaking. Am I making it too big of a deal out of something small? Am I taking all that I have and risking it all? I just feel like my heart's raking over coals. So fucking hot, never cold. It's grating, degrading. Feels like it's baking and burning in the sun. What the fuck have I done? And that is all I have for part 1 of this week. The other video will be on the title prompts that were submitted. And I hope you all have a great one. Thank you.